Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMtrading. Today is March 9, 2021, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching the Dow Jones soar to all-time record highs, previous record highs that is. Looking at the major economic events of the day, nothing scheduled for today, but as we look at the various markets, we're watching the dollar continue to gain mildly versus the major pairs, while the indices, we're seeing the Dow Jones push higher yesterday, while the NASDAQ still weak, remaining quite weak. We'll take a look at the individual stocks. Now looking at commodities, gold pretty much unchanged, just hovering around that 1700, and oil retracing. Now looking at the stock markets, it's the tech stocks that are leading us lower, while Tesla continues to free fall. And lastly, looking at Bitcoin, breaks through that resistance-ish level of 52,000. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're going to take a look here at the Euro USD at a daily chart. And this is really why it's so important to know your levels. We broke this 120 last Thursday, if you guys remember, and I did mention this, and I said this will be something very important if we do break it with gusto. And sure enough, we took it even further to 118.60. That's 140 pips retracement. So over the past week, we've retraced over about 200 pips in just the Euro USD. Now the GBP has not given us that. Okay, so the Euro is showing a more weakness than the GBP in relation to the dollar. Now we are at a crucial point right here, that this 118.60-ish level. Okay, I do anticipate some sort of bounce here as a possible short covering, as we've gotten beaten up in the euro over the last couple of days. Now looking at the GBP, also we saw a retracement, but not that much. Okay, it looks like it's consolidating in this area, so this for now is a bottom, and I do anticipate it will continue trading between this 142 and 138. Now this is a longer time frame, okay, so just be aware it's not going to happen from today to tomorrow. But if you want to build a position on the long, you might want to start here, okay, slowly building it as it continues trading further. Now jumping into gold, look at this. All right, we're looking at a weekly. Let's look at a 4-hour chart, just give us perspective on the macro. We did break down to 1680, and now we're tracing to that 1692. We're still in a bona fide downwards trend. Okay, we have not broken that 30-day moving average, not in a 4-hour, and certainly not in a daily. Okay, so we are in somewhat of a free fall here. Now I do expect a consolidation around this area, okay, because this was the breakout area that we had back in June when we took it all the way up to 2000. Okay, so over the past, let's say 6 months, we've retraced in the gold, okay, month to month. Okay, but if you look at that time frame where we went from June to the end of August, that's only a 3-month span. Okay, so ultimately, this is still a relatively, on a long-term chart, strong commodity. Okay, but it does look like it's consolidating in this area, so I do anticipate some sort of a bounce. Maybe not just today, but in the next couple of days, I do anticipate it'll, unless it breaks this area in 1665. If it does break that, then we could definitely get back to the 1578, which may happen. Okay, because the markets are really kooky right now with all the stimulus packages, and I don't think even the professionals know and will be able to stall inflation from happening. Now jumping into oil retracing back to 64.59 after a very decent up move after the attack on the Saudi pipeline, and now it is challenging that previous low 64.50. So something to consider going into today. Now looking at the Dow Jones, this is where it gets really, really interesting. Look at this. We had gone up yesterday. Okay, let's look at a chart here. We had gone up to 32,000, excuse me, and breaking above here. Okay, and now we are retracing at this level. Now this may be a potential double top here, okay, as traders look to take advantage of this situation. Now if we look at the individual stocks that represent the Dow Jones, we'll look at Alcoa, which was really strong, was down on the day. JP Morgan also relatively down small, but down, okay? It did make new highs yesterday, so that is really important. So this may be a triple top, something to consider as we go into today's trading. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at how weak this is. This is screaming, okay, how weak it is, okay? Because it's all down. If you look at Apple, further to 114. If we look at Facebook, also down to 253. Microsoft also down. So we're seeing a rotation in the markets where the tech stocks are really breaking everything down, and that may bring down the Dow Jones. Okay, something to consider going into today's trading. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.